If you're thinking about buying a home on Long Island, you've probably heard the usual warnings. Interest rates are high, prices are out of control. Maybe we should just wait for the crash. Sure, because waiting for the housing market to collapse is a tried and true strategy, right? Just ask the folks who've been holding off since 2020. Still holding, still waiting, still renting. Let's put all that on pause. No hype, no doomsday talk. Just some clear-headed perspective. Yes, interest rates are higher than they were a couple of years ago. No, home prices haven't dropped in a meaningful way. And yep, inventory still tight. But homes are still selling. People are still buying. And no one, not the headlines, not your cousin, not the guy on YouTube with a ring light, can predict the market with 100% accuracy. Waiting for the perfect moment is like waiting for the LIE to be wide open. Sure, anything's possible, but don't plan your life around it. Especially here on Long Island, we're not following the national trends. This isn't a market with endless new construction or wide open land to build on. This is a built-out, highly desirable area where demand stays strong and supply doesn't suddenly appear. In fact, someone lists a cape and it turns into a full-on neighborhood event. 3 neighbors walk their dogs past just to peek, and at least one of them says, I've always liked that yard. We're not exactly flying under the radar here. Now, I'm not saying everyone should buy a house right now. I'm saying you need to ask a better question than, is the market perfect? Try. Does buying a home right now make sense for you? Here are a few checkpoints to run through. Are you tired of renting? Do you have a stable income? Are you planning to stay here for the next 5 to 7 years? Do you have enough saved to cover your down payment and the real-life costs of owning a home? Things like property taxes, maintenance, and yes, surprise plumbing issues? If the answer is yes, then this isn't about timing the market. It's about building your future. And if interest rates drop later, great, you refinance. But if the home you loved in the location you wanted sells while you're waiting on some magical bottom, that's not a win. That's just missed opportunity. Now, let's be honest. There are good reasons to wait. If your income is uncertain, if you don't know where you want to live long term, or if buying now would push your finances into uncomfortable territory, then yes, hit pause. Take your time. Build your plan. Just make sure you're waiting strategically, not passively. Because here's what I hear all the time. I'm just going to wait for the crash. But Long Island isn't exactly crashing. It's not even wobbling. Inventory is still low. Homeowners with 3% mortgage rates aren't lining up to sell. And the ones who do list often find plenty of competition, especially if the home is priced right and move-in ready. So no, this isn't 2008. It's not even close. This is a stable market with limited inventory and steady buyer demand. That dream of scooping up a home for 30% off the asking price? Probably not happening. At least not here. At least not now. If you're still thinking, yeah, but prices are high, you're right. They are. But they're high because demand is high and supply isn't keeping up. And unlike some other parts of the country, Long Island has a long track record of holding value. If you're renting, ask yourself what you're building, because every rent payment is building equity for someone else. Buying might not be cheaper month to month, but it's an investment in your future. And let's not forget the mental side of things. When you own your home, you don't get random rent hikes. You don't have to ask permission to paint a wall, and no one's kicking you out because their cousin suddenly needs the space. You get stability, you get equity, and if you're smart about it, you get long-term financial growth. So where does that leave us? It leaves us with the truth that there's no perfect time, just the right time for you. The goal isn't to beat the market. The goal is to build your life. So do the math, know your budget, understand your priorities, and if you've done the homework, have a plan, and are working with someone who knows this market and knows how to guide, not pressure you, then yes, now can be a great time to buy, because on Long Island, timing matters. But having a plan, that matters more. And if you've got one, you're already ahead.